Tell you all morning. I love this story. Let's bring in Karianne Beasley. She is the owner of Four Lovely Walls. Go to the website, fourlovelywalls.com. Good morning, Karianne.
Good morning, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing well. All right, let's start back to the beginning of this. Take me back to last year. You've always wanted to be interior designer, do things that way. You got a beautiful house. It's just about perfect. So last year during COVID, unfortunately, you got laid off, and then
Mhm.
you did what?
So, yeah, my story really started around COVID. I mean, you could probably have asked many of my friends and family, and they would have told you this is what I would be doing right now. I just really didn't believe them. I mean, taking that leap and jumping from an income, a stable income where I'd worked for in a while, to this, I didn't know if I had the guts to do it. But COVID really pushed me to do that. I had some amazing friends who really they were like, Karianne, you can do this. You can really own your own company. And with their push and my drive, I was able to create Four Lovely Walls where, yeah, I do staging, I do interior design, color consultations, all kinds of different things. And it's been a blessing. It's been a full year of busy clients, and
Great.
it's been awesome.
Let me ask this, Karen, would you have done this had you not gotten laid off?
I think I would have eventually, but I would have done it maybe like later on, when I'm like retiring, when people retire and they really go
Yeah,
and do what they really want to do, they finally open that coffee shop or they
right.
finally, open that storefront they've always wanted to do. I think just taking that leap from normal business hours to owning your own business and being a part of, your own income is just a scary thing for people. And I know it was for me. I never envisioned I would own my own business at this time in my life. No.
And you talked about how are you surprised at how well it's going, or did you know that once you took this leap, just trust the good Lord above and you'd be fine?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm shocked. I mean, at the very beginning, of course, the people who were really supporting me were those friends and family. But it didn't take but just a month. And I had people contacting me who I'd never heard of before.
Yes.
And I did not plan on that at all. I mean, we've had so many clients, so many return clients that I never knew before this experience that I've began getting a relationship with and got really close to. And I've done multiple spaces in their home, outside their home, for their family and friends. And it's just blossomed. I mean, I've been so blessed this year for
We're
sure.
we're showing all the things, your portfolio here, and just fascinating, and I love it. And what do you want to tell people, Carrie Ann, who were in the same shape you were and like thinking, I don't know if I could do it, because you truly leap of faith and look how it played out. What advice would you give people who were in that same situation you were?
I would say take some time and really think about it. I talked to somebody as soon as I opened this business. I talked to somebody down my street who they had owned their own business for years and years, and they had retired from that. And they asked me, they're like, "Do you love it?" And I said, "Absolutely." And they said, "Okay, you're doing what you should be doing then. If you love it, you won't give up on it." And I think that's the important thing. Find what you love. If you want to be a business owner, if that's your passion, if you have found something that you can't get enough of. I mean, I can eat, sleep, design. I don't care to do it, when people just come up and talk to me about it. I mean, it's something that makes me excited. And with that, it's helped my business grow because people can see my passion for it. And so if that's something you want to do, absolutely dive in. Take a look at it. Look at your inventory that you have around you. Are there people doing what you should be doing? If there's a pocket for you to slip in and do what you really want to do, then take that leap and find a way to do it.
I think it's fantastic. Do you remember the first phone call you got from the first client that wanted to hire you?
Yes. And I mean, that first phone call is so nerve-wracking because you don't know what exactly to say. You don't want to mess up. You don't want to lose that first client. But as soon as I got off the phone, I remember my husband, he could hear me. And he was like, I can tell you know what you're doing. And I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I mean, I was confident because I was where I should have always been, was here doing design for my company. And so I mean, really, there's not been a lot of stumbles or a lot of stress. It's just been one amazing client after another. And I mean, we've been so blessed because as soon as a couple clients wrap up, huge clients have taken me months. I have a slew of other clients coming in. It's just been one thing after another that's been a major blessing that God's definitely looked over us for that.
I think it's fantastic. Talking to Karianne Beasley, owner of Four Lovely Walls. And, Karianne, you'll talk to any business owner and they'll say the greatest advertising they get is word of mouth. And we got the
Mhm.
screen up now from some of your clients just raving about what you've done and what you put together. When you read these, how does that make you feel? Because it's beautiful. And these words for you and your business and your passion, I love this. How does that make you feel when you see that?
I mean, incredible. I've had clients that, whenever you present a design, I've always told them, I want you to tell me you love it. We're not going to stop until you say you love it. And some clients, they're not the giddy, I love it kind of people, and that's okay. But some clients are. And so those clients, you definitely feel like you knocked it out of the park when you finish talking to them. You're like, oh, yeah, that was it. I hit the nail on the head. But it's those quiet clients that when they leave me a review on a website and they're like, it's amazing and I loved it and it was the most incredible experience, those really get me because you know that they loved it, but when they're able to express it through words and tell you how incredible it is and how much it's changed their lives, I mean, it's a big deal. People's homes are a big deal. It's where people live. Most of their time is in their homes, especially people working from home. They're staring at their walls all day long. They're looking at how they can improve it, and they just need that professional help. And so when someone can come in and get their space the way they want it and get it correct, I mean, it's a huge deal to people. And I'm honored to be able to walk into people's homes and help them with that.
You make a great point, Carrie Ann. We had on Tim Leeper yesterday from Tim Leeper Roofing. I asked, last year during COVID, did business go down a little bit and hiring people? He said, no, business went up because people are home and they're
Mhm.
saying, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do that. So the more times people are staying at home and like you're talking about, they're like, what if we add this? I don't know. And then they reach out to you at Four Lovely Walls and you offer all these suggestions. And next thing you know, you got more clients and more clients. So there is some positive that happened in the last 18 months.
Absolutely. And I mean, a lot of people weren't taking their vacations anymore. So they were at home with extra money in their pocket that they were going to spend to go somewhere. And they're like, what can we do? Oh, let's finally tackle that bedroom. Or, oh, let's finally tackle that outdoor space that we can get it ready so that when summer comes, we can start hosting. I mean, I've heard so many stories like that where people are just ready to take on their homes, where before we were all out and about busy and didn't always take the time for our spaces. And now, people like me who, new to the industry, able to come in with that fresh eye and help them with it. It's been such an amazing experience because at the end of the day, their homes really should reflect them. They should come into that space and feel calm and happy. And that's really what I want to achieve with Four Lovely Walls is design a space according to you. I know a lot of designers who, they like to put their spin into things. And I'm not so much that. I'm more of a designer who I want your space to say you. And so at the end of the day, I want every corner of your home to feel like you, to look like you, to have your personality. And so whenever I come in and I'm able to achieve that by just sometimes moving around some furniture or
Right.
changing the layout, I mean, sometimes it's not too difficult. People just need that help. But at the end, when it is finally what they've always wanted it to be, it's totally worth it.
I think it's fantastic. Carrie, and I love your story. I think what you do is wonderful. ForLovelyWalls.com. And I love, Carrie Ann, that you took that leap of faith and it's paying off. I wish more people did that. So continued success to you. And thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Carrie Ann Beasley, ForLovelyWalls.com. And again, we're going to share positive stories as much as we can and great stories of you guys who have taken that leap of faith and just making a great impact, a positive impact in this world. All right.